Hello, how are you?
Hello, Graham Nash. I'm very well, thank you. It's lovely to speak with you again. You probably don't remember talking to me, but I most certainly remember talking to you. Lovely to see you. I've got my episode with Alan Clark is going to air next week on my podcast. He was talking so fondly about you and what a lovely, lovely man he is. Anyway, I can't.
Yes.
I've got 20 minutes with you, so I can't waste my precious time talking about your friend, although he's a very special person indeed. Graham Nash, welcome again to Breath of Fresh Air. Since we last spoke, at the time now, your latest album had just come out. And now, as we speak, it's rocketing up the charts and everybody's talking madly about it and saying how happy in your own skin you seem to be, how content with your life you are. I remember when we did speak, you were so philosophical and so wise, and profoundly offering advice for younger people, which was really gratifying because you've got so much to say. How do you feel about all of the press that you have been getting saying those things really about you?
Um, it's wonderful, of course. I've been doing this a long time. I'm just having a great time with my life. I mean, what can I say? In 4 days I'll be 82.
Wow. Happy birthday, Graham. You look amazing. And I think
I feel good.
I think I did ask you what the secret was to aging so well too. And if I'm right, I probably should have re-listened to the interview, but if I'm right, it was that you do maintain a calm about your life and you eat well and you exercise. Is that right? I mean, all of those conscious decisions you make to to age well.
Absolutely. Life is definitely full of choices. We have to make the right choices. Um, I, I love what I do. And I think that's one of the secrets to living a long life is, I'm fortunate that I've loved what I've been doing since I was like 13 years old. How lucky am I to be able to say that? So I think that loving what you're doing is bound to extend your life.
And you've been so successful at everything that you've turned your hand to in every step along the way you've met success. Was there any time where you had to fight against it or you thought, no, this isn't working, I'm going to go and do something else?
No. Nowhere, no words, no sentences, nothing. No, no, no.
Wow. So you've been more, I mean, you've been graced, haven't you? You're more than lucky. I mean, we all know how super talented you are, but it's kind of not fair, I get a bit jealous about that because some of us really have to struggle for any small success and you've just glided through it all.
Yes, it does appear to be that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So, I mean, obviously there's no advice you can offer in that department other than do what you love.
Yeah, you got to do two things. You have to do what you love and you have to follow your heart. Your heart knows what's good and your heart knows what's bad. We have to make choices in the life, so let's just continue to make the right choices. I seem to have done pretty good with my life so far.
There's got to be some stuff that hasn't gone 100% right for you, though, doesn't there? Share a little bit of the
Sure, and
downside.
I mean, I'm 82. There's things growing on me that I never knew. There was things falling off. It's. I mean, life is a fantastic journey, isn't it? And I never thought, quite frankly, that I'd be, talking about rock and roll music and enjoying it, while I was in my 80s. I mean, last year I did 4 tours last year.
I
I
know.
played 100. I played 100 shows
How
in
do you never?
7 countries.
How do you navigate that at 81 years of age? How do you navigate the hectic pace that demands?
I love what I do. It's really that simple. I love what I do. I love being a musician. I love being a photographer. I love creating in as many different ways as I can have the time to do. I'm a lucky man, you know. It's the way it is.
But so do you have to lie down and have a bit of a grandpa nap in the afternoon to stay up late at night?
No, not every day, but I do like a good nap though, for sure. And I do work late at night. When I was married to my ex-wife Susan, and we had 3 children together, I had to wait until everybody was asleep, so that my mind could wander freely through the universe. You know, yeah, I do like a good nap though.
Good. So we found out one of your secrets to ongoing success. I like that. How difficult was it for you to navigate handling family and giving enough attention to family and giving enough attention to your creativity? Because as you suggest, the split both require a lot of hours.
Yes, they do. I didn't know I was going to get married and have 3 children and what is it now, 7 grandchildren. But one has to take life as it comes, you know. And I was a father. I tried to be the best father I could be, you know, given what I do, you know, that I was gone for, you know, a month at a time at some points. And but yeah. It's very difficult balancing children and a career in a different sphere. Yes.
Has any of them followed you into music? Any of the kids or grandkids?
I don't think so on the level that I am. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean that they can play instruments and stuff, but nobody has formed a band yet and you know tried to do that.
If they wanted to, would you recommend it? Would you condone it, or
No,
try and talk?
I would encourage it, because it would be something that they would love, you know, and I would encourage that. Yeah, and I think every parent would be the same, you know, if they see their child going into a world that is not a part of their world, but it's a part of the child's world, needs to be encouraged, especially if it's a positive, gentle thing.
But the music industry has changed so greatly that imagine if you were starting out today, it couldn't possibly go the same way that it did for you, because the world's a different place. So anybody trying to get into music today would face, although it's easier perhaps and more affordable to make the music, it's so much more difficult to be recognised for it and heard above all the noise, right?
That's right, because there's a lot of people making that noise. You know, when I was a youngster, you know, there were maybe, you know, 200 bands in England, and now there's 200 bands in Manchester.
Yeah. Yeah. So despite that, you would still encourage any of your offspring to go for what they love, even if it was in the music industry?
Absolutely. Whatever it is that they love, I would encourage.
Amazing. Well, your message is very clear. Do what you love. You keep repeating it all the time. That's incredible. And because you love it so much, you're still as passionate today at 82 as you were when you set out at 13.
Absolutely. And particularly when I'm singing songs that I've done 100,000 times before, because I realize how important those songs are to people, and what beautiful memories they give people when you know the first time you were kissed and you heard a song that would be your song forever. And I think I may have written a couple of those songs.
Of course you have, absolutely, but you probably didn't realize their importance at the time. Has that only come with experience and age?
Yes, but I feel 2 ways about it. One, I'm very happy that my music seems to have lasted a long time. At the same time, I'm kind of disheartened that we haven't learned from history. I wrote Immigration Men and Chicago and Military Madness 50 years ago, and we still haven't learned.
No, we have not, have we? There's so much. It's not a good world that we live in now. Tell me a little bit about this album now.
It's got a combination of songs that I like. There's half a dozen love songs in there to my wife Amy, and there's half a dozen songs there that want to kick ass on other people. Things like Stars and Stripes, which is a song about how Trump has destroyed the truth. He lives in a world where there are alternative facts and alternative truths, and that's insane, And at the same time, there are love songs on there. I would never put out, and I don't want to waste your time ever. I'll never sing you a shitty song. I mean, what's the point of that? So if I put an album out, it's because I believe in every single song that I put on that record.
Are you still writing as prolifically as you ever did?
Yes. I never was someone to write every day, but when I see something that I feel deeply about, I have to express my feelings about it. And I live in a country, the United States, where you can speak your mind.
So as you said, some of these songs certainly do speak your mind, and all the things that you see going on around you currently in the world, I guess they will form the basis of what's to come from Graham Nash.
Correct. I've seen the rise of the right wing throughout the world, and it's very disturbing. I do feel that democracy itself is in great danger in this particular country that I'm living in. There's a part of me that doesn't want to believe that Trump could ever become president again, but it's possible that he could, because you can be president of the United States from jail, which is astonishing to me. I don't understand people and their trust in Trump. I mean, look who he is. He's telling you every day what he wants to do. Yeah. He's telling you that if he becomes president again, he wants revenge, and he wants to be your retribution, and he wants to get rid of his enemies, and he wants to get rid of all the people that have lived, and worked in the administration of various people for 50 years, and get rid of them and put Trump people back in. I mean, it's a very tender time right now.
Absolutely. And in the US and so many other places on the planet, we find ourselves. And music is often our only salvation from all the crises going on around us. So many people.
It's certainly one of them. Yes.
Yeah. Graham, you're on your way. I don't think you have arrived yet in Australia, but we're lucky enough to be seeing you tour here. It's been a while between tours to this country, hasn't it?
Yes. It's a long, long way away.
Which is a kind of good thing and a bit of a bad thing, really, isn't it?
Really, really.
What are we going to see from you in concert?
I think you're going to experience a couple of hours of relative peace. Yes, I do write songs and perform songs that are supposed to get you up and dancing and pissed off, but I think generally, from the reaction that I've seen in the people that have been to see me, particularly in this last year, in these last 4 tours, they've been ecstatic with the shows. They have been so kind and so loving about it, and it makes me feel good because I obviously felt very sad when David passed. I'll think about him every single day of my life. But I only choose to remember the good parts of our lives. And I'm not sure how I got onto talking about David, but it just came into my mind.
And the sad fact is that as we all get older, we have people dying around us more and more. I guess we just have to accept that as part of life, don't we? Nothing we can do about that. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we're very much looking forward to seeing you, despite the long flight. You'll make it. Of all the songs on your incredible back catalogue, is there an absolute favourite of yours?
Of songs that I wrote?
Yeah. Which one means the most to you?
Well, they all mean a great deal to me. They're kind of like my children in a way. I would imagine something like Teach Your Children, is gonna last much longer than my physical body will last.
I think
And
all
Our
your
House,
songs.
probably.
Yeah, I think all your songs are going to last a lot longer than you or I. And I often think about which of today's current artists we'll be talking with in 50 years' time also. I mean, obviously you and I won't be talking.
That's a really great question, by the way.
Can you think of anyone? I mean, maybe Taylor Swift. I don't know. I can't think of anybody that's going to have the longevity that artists like yourself have had, because your music will keep going undoubtedly for generations to come. But who are we going to be? Who's going to last from here?
I don't know, love. I know I will.
So what's the difference? Why will you last and today's artists probably won't?
Today's music has changed a lot. It's become more, you've got to have 20 dancers with you and short people throwing food in slow motion. I mean, it's a different kind of music that we made, and I continue to make. I really like, to get in a studio with 4 or 5 great players and play live and record it live, and I think people understand and can feel that intimacy. They can feel that closeness,
So we've lost the intimacy.
We may be losing it. There seems to be an incredible amount of anger in this country right now, and Trump has done his best to separate us, and he's done a magnificent job of it, even though I have to say something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Graham Nash, we can't wait to see you here. Thank you for sharing your time and your thoughts with us again. And I personally cannot wait to see Graham Nash in concert.
It'll be a nice time.
Indeed. Travel very safely and continue.
And you too. Bye-bye.
So well. Bye, Graham. Thanks for your time.